got a guest. I've got to speak to someone else now. Wayne's going to be here. By the way, if you've got any emails for me, you can send them in. It's Bunce at boxnation.com, and also you can tweet me. There it is there, at Big Daddy Bunce. We'll come on to Wayne's Twitter in a moment. And just to tell you that if you entered a poem last week in the Muhammad Ali competition, there are, well, we're close to 200 already, and we've not even been pushing it. It's going to run for a good few weeks. Trevor Beattie will be back, and we'll look at it, because it is going to become a monster. That right now, I'm going to speak to a man who we tried to get hold of a few weeks ago when he was out, I think, in Los Angeles training with Freddie Roach. Since then, he's had a win. He's come back to Europe, and he's out in Spain. It's a delight to welcome to the show via Ireland, via Los Angeles, via rings in America, now comfortably, probably in some fantastic restaurant or bar in Spain. Jamie Kavanagh! Thank you. Jamie!
Hi,
how are you, kid? Jamie, sorry we missed you the other day, mate. You've had a contest. You had a fight since we spoke to you. You won it, didn't you?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I won the 5th round TKO. It was just like the long distance, phone call, and it was hard to keep in contact. But back in Spain now, and nice to be chatting to you.
Now, Jamie, you've been based in Spain for a while, haven't you? Or your family have?
Yeah, that's it. We're living in Spain, and we came to Spain when I was 10 years old, and I lived here for 10 years, and then I'm currently in Los Angeles now, and Spain partly time,
So do you have any contact with the Republic at all? When you go there, do you still have family there?
Yeah, of course. I still have family there, and I have a lot of contact. I still class it as home, It's just this is where my family, like my mother and my father and my little sister is. So this is where I come back to all the time. But I'm frequently back in like the Republic of Ireland all the time, when I get a chance.
So Jamie, I'm assuming if you've been in Spain since you were 10, you've picked up some Spanish, which must mean that when you're in Los Angeles, it's a doddle for you communicating with people.
That's it, they all speak to me. I speak to them in Spanish, and they kind of look at me in a weird way, and they say, "How could this kid speak Spanish?" But every second person in Los Angeles speaks Spanish, so it does stand to me, in the ring and outside the ring.
And what about, because you've fought plenty of guys with Spanish-sounding names as well. Do you ever? I mean, I bet they're shocked as well when they see they're fighting Jamie Kavanagh from Ireland, and he starts speaking to them in clinches in Spanish. I bet that throws them.
But that's what it is, before the fight we don't speak, we just kind of make eye contact, and then afterwards it's nice, when the business is done, you have a talk and you chat to whoever you fought, whoever you've been trading punches with, and that's like, then they're looking at me and they're saying, how do you speak Spanish, because the majority of the people that fight in Los Angeles are Mexicans.
Of course. Jamie, what's your plan for the rest of this year fight-wise? What's the plan? What's worked out for Jamie Kavanagh?
I'm flying back to Los Angeles tomorrow or the next day, and I'm fighting in May 19th on the Amir Khan belt.
Okay. Now, you're in the gym, obviously, with Khan and Pacquiao. Does the atmosphere change when either of those two are in the gym?
Yeah, it changed. It's kind of hard to train in a way because, you got so much hype around the gym, especially when Pacquiao's there, but Khan's okay, Chavez is okay, but then you've always got world champions walking in, like on off days, Sure. You never know who's going to walk through the doors of the world card, and that's what's great about the gym. But there's always something happening.
Yeah. Now, when that happens, I haven't been out there for years, very early days of Pacquiao's time there, but it always strikes me that now, every time I see any footage of when Freddie's in that gym, when Amir's there, when Pacquiao's there, he's kind of devoted to them. Do some of the fighters, is there a little bit of tension as well, would you say, Jamie, as well, when the big boys are in?
Probably, yeah, because Freddie does, like Pacquiao, you got Chavez, you got Amir Khan,
Of course.
When them guys are in town, they've obviously got to have Freddie's 100% because them guys are fighting for world titles. And sometimes, it affects the younger fighters coming up, but there's also, like, you got your secondary trainer, which I have. I brought my coach from Spain with me, which was my whole amateur. He done my whole amateur career, so it was new to him to turn professional too, because he's trained professional fighters in Spain and all over Europe, but not in America, and it was kind of a learning curve for him. But when Freddie's not there, I have him, and they work close together, so it's like he's a busy man, Freddie, so he can't always be there, so you've got to have your backup plan.
Yeah, he's a busy man, and, you know, being in that gym just rubs off on you. Listen, Jamie, it's been a delight having you on the show tonight. Do us a favour, stay in touch with us every couple of months, would you?
That's it, Steve. Thanks for having me.
No, my pleasure. Thank you. Jamie Kavanagh there. Thank you. He's out in Spain. He's out in Spain at the moment and goes back to Freddie Roach's gym. It's a busy old gym. Wayne, it must be, you know, when you think about Freddie Roach's gym, whenever you see film of Freddie Roach's gym, there's Freddie with Manny, and then there's, you know, 30 people in there who want to see Manny train, and then there's the other 20 people. You've got to be, as a coach, if you're training a great fighter and you still got other fighters in the gym, you've got to be careful how you allocate your time, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it must be a bit hectic, you know. I mean,
yeah, I think hectic's the right word.
Yeah, I think, you know, he probably wished that some of the guys would leave, you know what I mean? So he could focus more on his fighters, you know.